So it is my great honor right now to introduce the president of the UAW, my good friend and yours, Bob King.
Thank you. I am excited and I am fired up to be in a room of people who care about America, a room of people that know there would be no democracy in America. There would be no middle class in America if it were not for unions and collective bargaining. I'm proud to be here with you. Proud to be here with Leo Gerard. Leo is a fighter. When auto workers and the American auto companies were in their worst crisis ever, it was Leo Gerard and the United Steelworkers who started a bus tour around the United States of America, calling out from common Americans, working class Americans, to support auto workers and the auto companies and to save our jobs and the jobs of the U.S. steel workers. It's when there's any issue of social justice, and Leo's exactly right. His and my view of the UAW and the United Steelworkers and the American labor movement is we have to be the voice for all working people, union or non-union. And we know, and you know, we're in a fight in state after state after state in the United States of America to fight for the right to collective bargaining. Because we know that you don't have a democracy without collective bargaining. And honestly, it used to be every president of the United States, Republican or Democrat, understood that if you want a democracy, you build a strong labor movement. And it was a State Department under every Republican and every Democratic president who partnered with the American labor movement to go out and try to build independent labor movements in Poland and Eastern Europe and South Africa and all over the world in Central America, where we wanted to see democracy rise over totalitarian regimes. But today's Republican Party is controlled by extreme right-wing people who don't believe in collective bargaining. And honestly, I don't think they believe in democracy. They're trying to take away your and my right to go to the table with our employers and bargain for pensions and health care. And I want you to be really clear, because I say that in this election, I steal from our Vice President Joe Ashton said it, this election is much more than Republican versus Democrat. This election is about right and wrong. This election is about, are we going to have a labor movement in America? This election is about, are we going to have a middle class in America? That's what this election is about. And you look, you've all heard of this group, ALEC, the American Legislative Exchange Commission. And you look at the bills that they're trying to pass in state after state. They want to tell unions, they passed legislation in Michigan that says that public sector unions can't bargain over pensions or can't bargain over health care. We just beat them in the Supreme Court. But that's what they believe. And so we owe it to our members. There's a saying that friends don't let friends drive drunk, right? In this election, friends do not let friends vote Republican. We have got everybody in here. We have a moral responsibility. We have a trade union responsibility. They're going to spend much more money than we'll ever see in our lives.
That's right.
But the only way we win this is with our people power. Everybody in this room has got to commit to themselves and to their neighbors and their kids and grandkids that you're going to, from now to election day, you're going to phone bank, you're going to door knock, you're going to think of every person, friend, relative, neighbor that you can talk to. Like Leo said, it doesn't matter whether you think they're voting Republican or not. You got to ask them. In their heart of hearts, do they think a Joe Donnelly is going to better represent working families, or do they think a Richard Murdoch is?
Joe Donnelly!
That's right. Do they think a Mitt Romney is going to better represent working families, or a President Barack Obama? Do they think a Brendan Mullen is going to be a better congressman and fight for working people, working families? Do they think that John Gregg will make a great governor, understanding and fighting for working families? That's the question. Mitt Romney, I get so angry about these commercials because they're the height of hypocrisy and they're the height of lying. 15 years Mitt Romney ran Bain Capital. How many manufacturing jobs did he create in 15 years? How many did he even care about trying to create? 0. Mitt Romney made his fortune, be really clear about it, off the misfortune of working people stealing their wages, stealing their pensions, and shipping our job over to China and everywhere else in the world. We have to fight. Really, if we don't win on November 6th, our world is going to dramatically change. Mitt Romney will, right to work national law will be minimus compared to what they'll do to our bargaining rights and our pensions and our health care and keeping jobs in the United States of America. You think how reckless and irresponsible is it for Mitt Romney after he said in the last debate, "Oh, I'd never do anything to hurt the American auto companies"? Don't you think it's reckless and irresponsible that he's lying to the American people? He's lying to our potential customers about the cars we want them to buy are going to be built in China. Do you think he's helping any auto worker or steel worker or any American company? That is reckless. That is hurting our brand image. We're very proud. And it be clear, we make Ford and General Motors and Chrysler and Lear and Johnson Control and all the steel companies, we make them good companies because of collective bargaining. Through the contracts that the steel workers gave us tremendous support in keeping our industry alive, in those contracts, we bargained for 42,000 plus, really close to 43,000 jobs announced so far. And I know, because I'm inside the industry, I know the further announcements that are coming in the next 6 months. It'll be many more jobs than that. We bargained for over 19, almost $20 billion of investment in the United States of America. And for him to lie and to say, well, they're going to ship all the Jeep production over to China. It's outrageous. Sergio Marchionne, who I fight with sometimes, but I was proud of Sergio for saying, that is a lie. That is wrong. We're proud to have Americans building Jeep products in the United States of America. In every single Jeep facility in America, in Belvidere, Illinois, in Toledo, Ohio, in Jefferson Avenue Assembly Plant in Detroit, Michigan, there is billions of dollars investments going, tens of thousands of jobs being created. General Motors is putting $8 billion in new investments in plant across this country. Ford Motor Company, depending on how $7 to $12 billion. Do not let him get away with those lies. This election is so very, very, very important. I want to thank Joe Donnelly. Remember this. Who was the first person who immediately stood up and came here to Kokomo, Indiana, and said, we've got to save the jobs of these